Welcome to Laughter and Enlightenment with Sharon Gambrill here at Radio Northern Beaches, 88.7 or 90.3 FM, or you can live stream through the website at rnb.org.au or through the app TuneIn Radio. So this week I have a very special guest. He's an Australian football-playing superhero. It's Footyman.
Well, I guess I am a superhero, but yes, thank you very much for having me come on the show today.
Thanks very much for being on the show, Footyman. I know you're super busy being a football superhero. Hey, did you ever get some football training in today?
Yes, always on the run. I had a bit of a run. I ran around the park, did about 4 or 5 laps, but I can only do so many laps these days before my left calf starts playing up a little bit.
Do you play footy most days, Footyman, or do you do other kinds of exercise as well?
I do all different kinds of exercise. Sometimes I like to, go to the gym and so on. I run around with the ball, usually on my own. I know I look a bit weird doing it on my own, kicking a football around.
No, you just look like you're exercising, Footyman.
Yeah, but not in this blue costume that I'm wearing with the helmet on there and, in case I crash into the point post or something.
At least you're easily visible to the other people in the park, Footyman, and to their dogs.
No, that's right. I should be high-vis man or something.
Yeah,
I'm pretty bright red and blue.
So you like to do some sort of exercise every day to stay healthy?
Yes, normally I don't really like swimming very much, even though this helmet I'm wearing looks like a floaty. I don't mind going out to, just running around out in the sunshine. I know that you shouldn't be out in the sunshine these days because of, you can get sun cancers and all that sort of thing. Back in the good old days, we didn't have that sort of stuff.
No. There was an ozone layer and everything.
It's like political correctness for skin cancers now. You just can't go out there in the sun anymore.
No, not in the middle of the day, in the middle of summer, at least.
No.
No, and the rest of the time it's healthy to have a little bit of sun. And Footyman, do you do any stretching exercises before or after training? Any particular ones you'd like to share with our listeners?
Yes, I always do a bit of a stretch. I'm not one of those people that sometimes you see at the gym or different places you might see where they just spend so much time stretching that whole time. I don't know, maybe it's because I've got a short attention span, but I don't really like to stretch for too long. I do the calves.
Calves are good.
And maybe do the quads, maybe do the hamstrings. You don't want to blow one of those at my age.
No.
Even though I still feel like I'm 22 most of the time.
You certainly look like you're 22, Footyman, at least with your helmet on.
Well, thank you.
What about other sports do you like to do, Footyman? Pretty much all of them?
Yes, all sports are good for everybody, I suppose. I like to get out and I don't really play cricket very much. When you're on your own, it's very difficult to play cricket. You've got to get the bounce right off a brick wall.
Yeah,
so that
and then go and get your own ball. That's right.
And then you've got to hit it, you've got to be wicket keeper, fielder, hit the ball, and on and on and on.
And umpire.
Yeah, exactly, an umpire.
And have things in your pockets that only umpires have.
Yes,
like Band-Aids, chewing gum and zig sticks.
Yeah, all sorts of things.
Gatorade.
Yes, you've got to have refreshments, and sometimes I even have sandpaper in my pocket as well, just in case you want to just sway things a little bit.
Yeah.
The ball. I wouldn't use it to cheat or anything. It's just to sand burrs off the bat.
That's a little tip from Footyman. And Footyman, can you run as fast as a horse?
Depends what kind of horse. If it's a fresh foal that's just been given birth to on the first day, I could outrun one of those.
Yeah, their legs are a bit wobbly, aren't they?
Yeah, or maybe one of those mini ponies you see at
fun fairs and kids shows.
Yeah,
and
that's right, petting zoos and so on. I could outrun one of them sometimes. Even if it had a baby straddled on the back of it, I could probably still outrun one of them. But
you could just put a footy on your back and have a race with them and see who wins first.
Yeah, me against Makybe Diva. Or I wouldn't take on Winx. I wouldn't do that to myself. But maybe put me up against one of the other Melbourne Cup winners.
And Footyman, what are the best kind of foods you like to eat to be healthy and have lots of energy?
I never used to like tomato very much when I was younger, but as you get older, your tastes change. Sometimes I'll even have broccoli for breakfast straight off, but always protein first thing in the morning, eggs. I've recently tried the egg yolk, the white egg yolk. Tip that straight into the pan.
Oh,
but
it's not even in the egg shell.
No, it's just...
That's very convenient if you're in a hurry.
Well, it's convenient, but you've really got to add a lot of condiments to it if you're going to get the right flavour. It doesn't taste quite the same.
No. Well, maybe after our interview, Footyman, I can show you how you can separate an egg yolk from the white using the shell cracked in half.
That's impossible.
No, I learnt it at school when I learnt how to make scones in home science in year 7.
Really?
That's right. And it's something
that,
unlike algebra and a lot of science, you can actually use it for the rest of your life.
Really?
Yeah, I can separate an egg yolk from an egg white, Footyman.
A skillful life. I watched that MasterChef once. I saw a guy crack an egg with one hand.
Yeah.
I don't even know how he did that to this
day.
He'd crack it open and then without getting shell in there or something. Maybe that's what they teach them.
It's a skill. That's right, in Paris.
Wherever they go, in France.
Yeah, that's right. And so, Footyman, what are your favourite kids' movies? Do you have any you like the best?
Kids' movies. Well,
like I like Despicable Me a lot.
Yes, well, it just depends. I mean, there's a lot of those animated ones. I like a lot of the superhero ones, The Incredibles 2. I like all of the sequels: Toy Story 1, Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3, Despicable Me 2, the Minions 2, Frozen, the Lego Movie, the Batman Lego Movie. And I guess I could go on and on, but my memory doesn't serve me too well. But I like pretty much any of those.
Any of those kids' movies, huh?
Yeah. I mean, they're just terrific. Like if you put one on at 10 p.m., guaranteed to get to sleep by 10:30.
That's very useful too when you're super busy being a super footy man. Footyman, seeing we've talked about some kids' movies, we might play a couple of our favourite songs from kids' movies. I know, I can say one. From Shrek, I'm on My Way by the Proclaimers. Do you like that song?
Oh, from Shrek. Yeah,
I'm on my way. And they sing in Scottish accents.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a great song.
Shrek has a Scottish accent, doesn't he?
He sure does.
Right.
I think we might put on a couple of kids' party movies and the soundtracks from the movies right now. And we'll get up and singing and dancing is really good for our health, and it's good because we do deep breathing and jump around. So how about we play the Proclaimers' I'm on My Way from Shrek? And how about another one like You've Got a Friend in Me by Toy Story? Do you like that song?
Yeah. You've Got a Friend in Me, yeah, Toy Story.
You got a friend in me.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right.
That's a good one. And one more. How about Hakuna Matata from The Lion King?
Hakuna Matata.
That's what I said.
No worries.
So how about we play those three songs, because we love kids' movies and we love getting up and dancing and having some exercise.
Let's get up and dance.
Woo!
Oops, knocked the chair over. I don't know my own strength. That's a problem.
Yeah,
Too many vegetables.
Too many vegetables will do that. So here we are with our favourite three kids' movie songs. I'm on my way.
The Proclaimers.
You Got a Friend in Me. And do you know who did that one? Randy Newman.
Oh, of course.
Or was it Randy Jackson from American Idol?
I'm not sure. You be the judge. Isn't that what he was?
And Cartoon and Patata? What was that one? Cartoon and Patata? From The Lion King?
Fritter Matata.
Frittata Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
Anyway, those three.
It means no worries.
No worries at all. And enjoy. And we're back with Laughter and Enlightenment with Sharon Gambrill here at Radio Northern Beaches. And I have my special guest this week. His name is Footyman.
You've got a friend in me.
Oh, and he sings beautifully too. You could almost sound like Johnny Cash.
Yeah, I'm going to Jackson.
Hey, Footyman, if you're very, very busy and you get tired, what's the best way you know to relax and feel calm so that you feel happy and good again? Do you like to do anything special to help yourself do that?
Well, I think I mentioned before about sometimes I just put on some of those animated classics. And
Watch a movie.
yeah, but not a live action movie. You know, you can get into those. But if I put on a kids movie or something like that, put on ABC3, it doesn't take long before my mind just starts to fade out, drift off, and next thing you know, I'm sleeping, or at least in a deep state of relaxation, or at least just staring at the wall.
Yeah, like a jellyfish. Hey, Footyman, do you have a favourite toy?
A favourite toy? Well, I hate to state the inevitable and the obvious here, but it would have to be a yellow Sharon, full size, all pumped up, ready to go, usually like a brand new one, and there's nothing quite like running around, bouncing one of those around the oval and standing on the outside 50-metre line and standing back and just kicking it straight through the middle.
Oh, wow. Wish I could do that. And Footyman, what's the best present you've ever been given?
The best present? Well, I'd like to say functioning calf muscles while they lasted, but that doesn't really count. Well, I'm not really sure. I'd probably say maybe it was those yellow and orange witches' hats pack that I got that time that I could use as perimeters and goals to be able to kick the ball in between. You know, I had the ball. Now all I needed was goals to kick it in between.
That sounds like a great present.
Well, probably that and maybe a water bottle. You know, that was good. Once somebody gave me a really cold bottle of sports drink. Can't tell you which one it was, whether it was Powerade, Lucasade or Gatorade, but it did aid me, and it was delicious. So that's a pretty good present.
Yeah, that's a pretty good present if you're thirsty and you've been running around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Footyman. So you go to a lot of kids' parties and you go to a lot of outdoor events as well. Sometimes at the kids' parties there's grown-ups and kids, and sometimes there's babies. How do you talk to babies?
Well, they're not easy to talk to. You know, sometimes you've got to get down onto their level, speak to them, you know, right in the eyes. I mean, babies will lock eyes with you any time. But what you've got to really be careful, the danger with babies is that if you try and shake their hand, I mean, you can give them a high five or something, but inevitably, if you get a baby that grabs onto your pinky finger, they will not let it go. They will grab onto it and they stare you right in the eyes like a psychopath and they squeeze your little pinky. And that's how I normally talk to babies, is usually from a distance. You just never know when they might throw a bottle at you or kick their blankie at you or jump out of the pram, get nappies out of the back of the pram, return to the front of the pram and throw nappies at you.
They're almost like ninjas.
Oh, they are. Ninjas in nappies.
That say, ooh, ah.
Yeah.
Don't let that fool you.
Yeah, no, but babies, that's the time to get them going. Usually by the time they jump out of their pram, they're good enough to pull on some shorts and boots, some thick socks, woolen socks, and get them out on the park.
Yeah, that's great, Footyman. And so, Footyman, what do you like best, dogs or cats?
Dogs or cats? Well,
or both the same.
Yeah, I suppose they both have their pros and cons. I guess cats are quiet, they don't smell very much, like my football, and they're quiet and they just roll around in the corner like my football. I wouldn't treat a cat like my football, of course, although I would love one. On the other hand, dogs are different, they're good, you can train them, they're fun, they smell, their tongues hang out. That's not what you want in a football.
No.
It's for the tongue to hang out.
No, you don't.
By no means. But I like both of them. You just never know.
Footyman, have you ever trodden in dog poo?
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Down at the park.
This is familiar territory. And, yes, it doesn't take very often. Yeah. Sometimes, if it's unkempt and it's not well maintained, so you can find yourself doing that. In my local park, things are different now. It's well maintained. They have a picket fence around the outside, and we're going to run around that, and dogs can't get in there. They've made sure that doesn't happen. But yes, there's nothing worse than having to sit down with a stick and twig all of this doo-doos out of the tread of the boot.
No. And in the Northern Beaches, there's a lot of doo-doos in parks. So if you're listening and you have a dog, please have a plastic bag with you or use one of the freely provided council ones that are often in the dog parks, and pick up and scoop your poo.
I love it. I love it when people do that. I love it when they have all the plastic bags are all tied around the entire lead of the dog. And the dog, there's flailing plastic bags everywhere. But that's a responsible owner doing that.
Yes. And Footyman, what's your favourite bedtime story? Do you have a favourite bedtime story when you go to bed? Or do you have a favourite bedtime song?
Well, no, I don't really have either of those. A favourite bedtime story. Well, I always like to sing myself off to sleep with Up There Kazali. Usually that'll get me off to sleep, having my last thoughts for the day after a good training session. But a bedtime story, well, I don't know, probably the story of Kevin Sheedy is a wonderful story, and it hasn't even ended yet. That's good for having a dream.
Well, Footyman, we might play some more songs now, because we want to encourage everyone to exercise and keep fit and play sport. And I've got a list of some fun songs, and I think we might have a dance marathon now.
All right.
So if you're listening at home, why don't you get up like Footyman and I, because we're going to dance and do some star jumps and do some sit-ups, and we've got some tins of spaghetti. We're going to lift them like they're hand weights.
Have you stretched first?
Yeah, we're going to do some stretching.
I don't want any trouble.
Oh, there you go. I've just stretched one leg. Oh, and there's the other one.
All right.
Right, ready to go.
Make sure you do the calves as well.
So I thought to start off with, we might have a really good song called Happy, because we want to feel happy by Pharrell Williams.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I know the song. I've been to shopping centres. I've heard that played a few times before.
And also there's another really good song called Jump by Van Halen. Do you know that one?
Oh, yeah.
So when that comes on, we're going to actually jump in the air and do star jumps.
Yeah, I've listened to Rock FM a few times before. I know what that's all about. They play it at the stadiums at the games sometimes.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s, but they played it at the stadiums.
And what about some modern songs? Footyman, do you like Bruno Mars? Or Cat Empire? Because we could put some of those songs on. They're good to dance to.
Sounds like you've got a short playlist here and you're putting these ideas into my mind.
No, I'm not. What would you like to play, Footyman?
John Lennon's Whatever Gets You Through the Night. All right.
I Feel Good by James Brown, and Footyman and I are going to do some dancing, some singing, and some star jumps. And enjoy the music, everyone.
I feel good.
So you're listening to Laughter and Enlightenment with Sharon Gambrill here at Radio Northern Beaches, and I have my special guest Footyman, and we've just had our dance marathon and we're just about to finish our interview with Footyman. So Footyman, do you have any special tips to give to the listeners on how to keep fit and how to keep healthy? Do you have a special tip that you'd like to share with the listeners?
Yeah, drink lots of water every day. Make sure you keep plenty of protein going into your system. Lay off the junk food as much as you can. And don't have too many sports drinks. You have no idea how much sugar is deceptively in the ingredients in there. But keep all the vegetables going into your system there, and just eliminate as much sugar as you can. But get out there and burn it off. That's all I do.
Yep. So Footyman, I'd like to thank you very much for coming on the show this week. And if you'd like to find out more about Footyman, or invite Footyman to your kids' party or your sporting event or an outdoor community event, how can you find out more about you, Footyman? What's your website?
Well, you can just take a look at superherocentral.com.au, And if you just click onto that, and there's some links to go through, you can just message or email us right through there, and I'll reply to you in this voice, or maybe even in another voice. You never know.
And maybe I could talk to you like this for a little while. I don't know.
You sound like Peter Maisel. Imagine having Peter Maisel at your birthday party.
Yeah, come on in over here. No, I'm not the piñata. Don't hit me with a stick.
Oh, well, that would be tremendous fun, Footyman. And also you can look up Footyman on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, that's right, on all of the social media, except Snapchat.
No, we don't do that.
I'm a bit old for that.
So look up superherocentral.com.au or Superhero Central on other social media, and you can meet Footyman in person. So, Footyman, I'd like to thank you very much for being a guest on my show this week.
That's okay. Did you say in person? Yeah, not in prison.
No, you're not in prison.
me in prison. No, thanks.
I know you sound like Johnny Cash, but you're not in prison.
No, that's right. No. And time keeps dragging on.
That's right, yeah. So thanks very much again. Footyman, let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much.
And we're going to give Footyman some slices of orange now and a big drink of cold water.
Oh, thank you. Normally half time we'd have these orange slices, but they look good right there.
Some kids nowadays are given lollies.
No.
I don't think that's good. Do you?
No, don't tell me that. That'll give me bad dreams.
No. Don't dream about that. So, Laughter and Enlightenment will be back next Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. here at Radio Northern Beaches, 88.7 or 90.3 FM, or you can live stream through the website at rnb.org.au or through the app TuneIn Radio. So, until next week, thank you for listening. Thank you, Footyman, and have a happy, healthy, and laughing week.
Have fun.